Hey guys, it's Caitlin Sheffer from Emerald and Ivy Studios, and I'm really excited to be back here on my YouTube channel. I took a little bit of a break in 2019 because I had a baby. He's super cute, his name is Tyler, and he's doing great. I designed this exercise while I was creating my latest Skillshare class, which is all about using art and creativity for self-care. You're gonna get a little sneak peek of this fun exercise from that class. The best news is I'm giving away a free year's membership to Skillshare. All you have to do is click the link in the description below and tell me what is your favorite form of self-care. It's seriously that simple, that's all you have to do. And I'll pick a winner next Wednesday, January 22nd. Skillshare is an amazing online learning platform with tons of classes, from watercolors to acrylics to oils to even business classes and cooking classes. It's such a great place and a wonderful sense of community. I love this exercise because it's so calming. I find that when you paint in repetitive brush strokes, it really helps you to relax. The supplies you'll need for this activity are pretty simple. You're just going to need a paintbrush, some watercolor paper, a paint palette, any paint palette will do, and of course a jar of water since these are watercolors. The goal of this activity is that as you're painting these waves, you will start to feel relaxed, and the motion and the focus that you're giving to the activity will help you just not stress out about the things in life that normally worry you. It's a very repetitive movement, which I find is relaxing, and the colors that I'm choosing, they've all been shown to promote stress reduction and relaxation. So go ahead and if you're using a palette like I am, mix up a blue. I'm loading my brush up with this lovely blue paint, and I'm just going to make a waveform. I'm gonna go up and back down, up and back down. In terms of watercolor painting, this is a really good activity aside from the stress reduction. It's very good at practicing your brush control and how much pressure you put on the brush. So if you see, as I go down, if I put less pressure, I'm gonna get a nice thin line. And if I go up and push down more, I'm gonna get a broader, thicker line. So it's a really good way to practice pressure on your brush bristles. So let's go ahead for the sake of example. What if I wanted to have the line be super thin? I'm just going to push very, very gently on the tip of my brush so I get a nice thin line. And if I wanted a broader stroke, I would push down more. So you can have both be thick strokes like this, or you could have both be thin strokes. Or if you're like me, you might do a variation of both. So this is what our activity is going to be. We're just going to do waves across the whole page. And don't worry if things aren't looking the way that you want them to. The point of this activity is not in your execution, but in the practice itself. And as you move down your page, I think you'll find that you will be in more of a rhythm and won't have to put as much thought into what you're doing. It'll just become a relaxing activity. if you find this wave shape to be difficult for you to master, any repetitive brush stroke would be beneficial. So if you don't like making this wave form, you can practice something else. You could do just lines like this. Or if you are like me and you love painting leaves, you can paint some leaves. So something really simple, which involves just being really light on your brush, light pressure, and then pushing down, and then slowly lifting up. That's another good example of a repetitive action you can do to help practice your meditation. So if the waves aren't working out for you, you can choose another repetitive motion as you meditate. Next week, we're going to examine how to make the perfect paint palette using Daniel Smith fine watercolors. I've always used Winsor & Newton, but I thought it was time to try out Daniel Smith. Join me as I do color swatches, mix up different color palettes, and overall just get a good idea of how I want my palette to look.